Hey everybody, and welcome to, sorry, I'm working on pressing this button right here. Hey everybody, and welcome back to whatever we do here. This week's episode of Romantasy Roundtable, A Tale of Rick and Roses. I am Rick. And I'm joined by my roses.
Amanda.
And Kim, I feel like that was a false start. Like, should
Oh,
we
that was
just
terrible.
do the intro?
That's right. And now this is where I desperately beg you to not leave. And for some reason, please hit like and subscribe so other people can not watch this part of the episode and do the other things. But yes, we would always appreciate a like and a subscribe. And we are people who have a Book Talk account and a Bookstagram. And theoretically,
We put something on the Bookstagram this week. We did it. We used Bookstagram.
We?
Me. You made it, but I put it there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yes, so the Bookstagram, that's the right. That one got a little jolt to the heart. We got something there going. But yeah, you can follow us on those things. You can pretend like you're going to email us, which you're not going to. romantasyroundtable@gmail.com. That's fine. I don't care. I like the comments. Yeah. All right, that got better. We warmed up. We started. We struggled. We fell on our face out of the gate. You know, I was on Bill. I was on Bill, and he stumbled, but we got back up. You know, we got back up.
Bill never stumbles. He does not. Kingfisher would not have kept him around if he stumbled.
Kingfisher does not suffer fools.
He does not.
I was on Ada, and that hell bitch
Ada
shot me off.
Don't put that on Ada.
All right, it was me, guys. I did it. I fell off the horse.
Who's the horse in Akafaf?
It's not Bill.
No, it's like Seti or something.
Oh,
it is
yeah.
Seti. Because they were on the settee and then they were on the horse named.
I hated that. Yeah, that's who it was. That's whose fault it was.
That's right. Thanks, Seti.
No, that's not. We can't put that on him either. Like he was the one horse who got trapped in the trope.
Poor horse.
That wasn't.
Oh
Can
man,
you just
poor
imagine
horse.
being that horse, being like, why? What did I do wrong?
What past life?
How's everybody doing?
Doing good. We went to a little happy hour yesterday to celebrate being done with the college counseling season. And it was really lovely.
I love that.
It was lovely. Tasty food.
Yes.
What'd you eat?
Good cup.
Cheese.
Ooh. Bar
Mostly cheese.
Bar cheese?
And potato wedges with my absolute favorite condiment of all times, which is their chive aioli. And I
this
it with everything.
This episode is not sponsored by Bees Knees Provisions, but if Bees Knees Provisions wants to sponsor us, that would be dope. Their food was really good. Their wine was good. We got a little charcuterie board. We got a little potato wedges. We got a little artichoke crostini. It was really nice.
It was worth it. It was great.
I saw this Reddit post this week, and I showed it to Kim. You were busy, though, I think, so I wanted to show it to you, so I read it now. I went through a journey just on the post. The title is Books Where the Female Main Character Goes into Heat.
Yes.
You
Okay, I
saw
saw that too. Yeah. And there's a new one today.
And I was like, oh, no. I was like, I'm not going to recommend you read Mate. And then I continued reading. So I finished Mate by Ali Hazelwood. And I'm like, and you want more?
Of course she did. Yeah. There's a new one today that's like where I'm looking for fantasy romance where the male or female main character goes into heat. And I'm like, the male goes into heat? That's not how biology works.
No, that's not.
But I thought it was funny. I went on a real journey reading that.
Let's be real. The male is always in heat.
Exactly. That's the biology.
You're welcome? I don't know. What? I feel a responsibility to speak for all of us. I don't know.
Great.
So, Kingfisher.
We read chapters 29 through the end of Quicksilver. Full disclosure, we all finished these chapters like a week ago so that we could read Brimstone the day it came out, which is very exciting. We don't usually get to read the new hotness on the day it drops, so that was really cool. We also read the bonus chapters.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't have notes for those, but we can just yap about them at the end if we want. Our notes today are from my ChatGPT, whose name is Sage, and who has become a little bit ungovernable. She's kind of lost it a bit. I kept having to tell her to be more concise, and then
I've noticed that as well with ChatGPT over the past week and a half, and I haven't liked it.
She did a better job with Brimstone than she did with Quicksilver.
Okay.
But with Quicksilver, I was like, you're yapping too much. Anyway, so if our notes are long, I'm sorry. And I feel like I had another thing to say, and I don't remember what it was. So we can just jump in?
Yes.
29 is called The Ballad of the, is it Ajun?
Okay, we can call it whatever you want. I call it Ajun, but I'm not bound to that. I'm not bound to that. So.
I've been saying Ajun in my head.
That's right.
Ajun? Okay, yeah. I've been saying Ajun, but here we are. The Ballad of the Gate. Saeris pours every drop of strength she has into forging Danya's sword, only for Lorith to unintentionally claim it when he nicks his finger on the blade, the Quicksilver choosing him as its wielder. Fisher silently watches Saeris work all night, the tension between them crackling hotter than the forge, and the northern lights explode across the sky just as the blade is completed. Lorith sings an epic ballad about Fisher's past, only for the Quicksilver to immediately erase it from the world, except in Saeris' memory, because she apparently is now the chosen historian of all cosmic bargains. When Lorith names the sword Asvieth?
I've been calling it, and I'm, again, not bound by it, it's freaking fantasy, Avasieth. But, again, I don't care.
That's right. Yeah, I've changed the letters around. Avasieth. It erupts in blinding angel's breath, announcing itself to the entire war camp and sealing his fate as its rightful wielder. I made a joke in the last episode that, because Rick was like, I want Carrion to be the guy for someone. And I was like, I want him to be the guy for Lorith. And in this chapter, I was like, do I ship Carrion and Lorith? And I do. I've decided I want them to be together because Lorith sings his song and Carrion goes, it's fucking outrageous that he can sing too. It's so good.
I'm still here for Carrion being the guy for everybody.
Honestly, me too. Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I don't know if it's here, but at one point, he tells Talana, like, yeah, so, like, I don't mind if your husband, like, wants to bring me in, too. I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's Captain Jack Harkness. Like, he's just beyond gender or species.
He don't care.
He likes
a good
hot
time. People.
Beings. Yeah, so my notes for this chapter are like, I don't know enough about swords to appreciate what's happening here, but I do think there's like a lot of cool craftsmanship going on. So Saeris brings in Lorith to like help craft a wolf head for the hilt. So that's really cool. And then Lorith sings his little song, which is the Ballad of the Ajun Gate, which is how we get to know a little bit of the backstory of like how that occurred.
And who's in that story?
Lots of people.
Yeah, but who's the story?
Shikrai.
Not yet. Oh. It's about Shikrai.
But yeah,
but they call him. His friends call him Old Shikrai.
Old Shikrai. Tell us a little bit about what happened. We get this more in like the bonus chapters. We get to actually hear about this, but like tell us. I don't have notes on what actually happened at the Ajun Gate. So one of y'all just tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So basically, the story is about how Old Shikrai is wreaking havoc and killing everybody, and it's about Fisher and his wolves fighting Old Shikrai, and Fisher killing him. And saving the day. It's basically it. It's the Hobbit.
And Fisher closes the Iron Gate to save the city before the army of feeders.
He sure does. It takes like 20 pages to do that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, in the bonus chapters, he's closing that gate for a long time. He's closing that gate forever. Yeah, so this is cool. It's cool that like now Lorith has a god sword. It's cool that the Quicksilver like asked for a song, and so like Lorith, who it like was a bard, like happened, like it just feels like the bargain like fits the wielder, and I think that's kind of cool.
And then the story's gone forever after that.
And then the story's gone forever, but
Nobody can
Saeris
remember it.
remembers it, which I think is cool because like she's one with the Quicksilver.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting that both of you had said when we read these chapters that you really liked the ballad. And I'm going to be frank with you, like that's something that in fantasy books, whenever there's, you know, like the bard stands up on top of the table and launches into some long ballad diatribe, whatever, I skip it. I'm just like immediately out. Which I feel bad about because like I am a musician myself. I'm a published poet, and yet I'm like, no, not here for it. Don't care.
Because you don't play enough video games. You skip the cutscenes.
I'd also like to say that we're one chapter into this, Kim, and what did I say to you yesterday? I was like, your nickname is the Well Actually, because it's, Amanda, I love it. Rick, I love it. Well, actually. So you're well, actually.
I started that sentence by saying, I find it interesting.
Because you thought about it.
I would say that's more common.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 30.
Yep.
Is called Swear It. Saeris is dragged back to Fisher's tent, half dead from exhaustion, and he deposits her in his bed before insisting she take a bath, which somehow becomes the most intimate moment they've ever had. She secretly tries to bargain with the Quicksilver inside Fisher, only to learn a devastating truth. The metal and the male are fused so completely that removing it would kill him. Before either of them can emotionally spiral any further, Ren bursts in with news that the Horde has reached the riverbanks, throwing the camp into chaos. Fisher refuses to sideline her, making Saeris swear to stay by his side, and then gifts her his father's ancient sword, Solus, fastening it around her waist before they march into the storm together. So the Quicksilver, like, she's like, get out of Fisher, and the Quicksilver's like, we bond to powerful weapons. Mm-hmm. And she's like, that's not a weapon, that's a man. And they're like,
And they're like, yes.
It's the same. And I wrote here because like we had been talking in the last episode about like, is Kingfisher Tamlin? And I think in this chapter, for me at least, we see the real difference between Fisher and Tamlin. And that's that he's like, wait here. And she's like, I'm done fucking waiting. And he's like, okay, here are the fighting leathers. And Tamlin would have trapped her there.
I have more feelings on this. I still actually, I see more comparisons than not. I'm not saying it's not 1-to-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think later he does trap her.
Yeah, right. And like, and it had
me here, like, I don't know.
It had me thinking about like, I don't want to go too much into ACOTAR, but like, it had me thinking of the core of the green cover, and it's like, before Feyre left Tamlin, he had only been saying like, stay here. Like, I don't want you to leave. Like, he's literally just protecting her. Maybe like overprotecting, sure, right? And then she ends up leaving. And in the last one, like when he gets angry and throws the table at her, like remember that part? She had been poking him. Like that was purposeful. Like she had been like antagonizing him. And I'm not saying that he should have happened, like, but like I don't like there's a lot of similarities to Tamlin and Kingfisher, I think, which I don't like. So
yeah, I don't disagree.
I also wonder if part of the difference is between Feyre and Saeris also. And that, like, Feyre, at least while she was still with Tamlin in the second book, was sort of a weaker character. And, was that because she was beaten down by him, or was it because she just hadn't really, like, found her own resolve at that point? But Saeris has it from the get.
Yeah. Okay.
So... yeah, and I think, like, this isn't really, like, my real, like, deep down beef with Tamlin is that, like, Feyre comes back, like, really wrecked with PTSD from what happened under the mountain, and his response to that is, shut up and stay here.
Yeah.
He doesn't really help her get through what's, like, really challenging versus, like, Rhys, like, sits in that darkness with her. Anyway, that's not the book we're reading.
This book.
But so there is like some telepathy happening between Fisher and Saeris. Is that because of the Quicksilver, or is that because they're mates, or yes?
Oh, I assumed that was the mating bond.
Now I question. So now
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now I don't know.
Because we learn in the bonus chapters that he can also hear the Quicksilver.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, again, a book is a book. Like in Fourth Wing, because the dragons are mated, Violet and Xaden have telepathy, but it's through the dragons. So I'm like, are Saeris and Fisher only telepathically communicating because they're both communicating through the Quicksilver?
I don't know when they start telepathically communicating. So like, I guess it's like, if we wanted to check, which we won't. Was it like after they got the tattoos? Because if it was after they got the tattoos, then it's.
It feels mating bondy. Yeah.
Because she's always had the Quicksilver, so theoretically, she should have always been able to do it. But I think it
but
might
also
have only
like
happened.
she has all like that. The timeline is like she's also like strengthening her ability to communicate with the Quicksilver, and like I don't know.
Yeah,
Six of one, half dozen of the other. Chapter 31 is called The Darn. Sorry, there's a moon on the sword Solus, and Fisher does say that she's Moonlight, and so like I thought that was cool. Chapter 31 is called The Darn. The riverbank erupts into absolute carnage as Saeris, Fisher, and Wren sprint through the storm to where the vampires are trying to cross across the frozen Darn. A handful of the undead dare to step onto the dangerously thin ice, and when they breach the midpoint, Wren and Fisher unleash devastating magic, shattering the river and sending most of the horde plunging to their doom. But the impossible happens. More vampires crawl out of the river, far more than went in, forcing Wren and Saeris to fight shoulder to shoulder in a brutal, nonstop slaughter. Saeris wields Solus like she was born for it, slipping into a terrifying, instinctive flow state that shocks Wren and nearly causes Fisher to lose his mind when he rushes in to check on her. Just when the odds turn overwhelming, Lorith arrives with Avicius, blasting the battlefield with radiant angel's breath that atomizes everything in its path. The entire camp howls his name in triumph, Lorith of the Darn, until a chilling scream cuts through the celebration. On the far bank stands Everlane, surrounded by vampires.
I think I was like, I think it was the last, it doesn't matter. One of the books I was saying like, oh, some of these things are too convenient that they happen. Like, I don't know, he kind of just had Everlane, but I don't mind it. Like, I don't mind like cutting some corners to like move the story along. Like, so I liked, like that was a nice little twist that we hadn't heard from Everlane in a while and now she's captured. So I like that.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it. There is a corner that gets cut later that I'm mad about.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not mad about this one. That summary explains the entire chapter.
Yeah.
So I got left to say. Chapter 32 is called Taladeus. We meet
Taladeus.
Or Tal. Everlane is held captive by a full escort of vampires, untouched by the rain and clearly marked by a golden chain at her throat because Malcolm has bitten her, enthralling her completely. Fisher nearly loses control trying to reach her, but the river blocks all magic, and Wren physically restrains him as Everlane sadly confirms her fate. Then a new horror steps forward. Taladeus, Malcolm's sadistic son, taunting Fisher with Everlane's impending transformation and dangling her life like bait. Taladeus reveals the truth. Malcolm wants Fisher, but even more than that, he wants the alchemist, Saeris, and he's willing to burn down Evelia to get her. With Everlane's time rapidly running out and Malcolm marching north with the horde, Fisher faces the unbearable. Meet Malcolm at the site of their last deal, or let his sister suffer a fate worse than death.
Malcolm made Taladeus?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I missed that part. Or I just forgot that part. Yeah, I don't know. We're moving the story along. I like it. I like that we have a little ultimatum thing. Fisher's got to make a choice. What is he going to do? This is the first time we meet Taladeus also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think, obviously I know what's going on now, but I think when I had read this, I was like, oh, is this like the biggest bad?
Yeah, I wrote that too. I was like, it's too late in the book to be getting a new big bad.
Yeah. So, spoiler, he's not.
He's not, but I don't trust him. But also, like, he came up and I was like, all right, this guy's going to be important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he is.
Yes. And I feel, and we'll talk about this when we get to it, but she does introduce two very important characters, him being one, like, remarkably far into this book. And that felt odd.
Oh,
but they're big in the next book, so
like Rhysand. So it's fine.
He was introduced earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Amarantha.
But we had heard of her.
Rhysand was in the book at like 70%.
No, because he showed up.
No.
Yeah, but he wasn't named at that point.
Yeah, but he was introduced.
Doesn't count.
At that point, when he shows up at like a third of the way through the book, my sister texted me and was like, "Oh, the guy is here." So, and I said, "How do you know it's not Tamlin?" And she said, "Because Tamlin's blonde."
Right.
And she's never been wrong. Chapter
we're in a time
33?
crunch, guys. Like we're in a time crunch. Not
right.
us. Everlane is dying. She has like 24 hours left to live, or something like that. So Fisher's got to make choices. You know.
Yeah, before she becomes basically a full feeder.
Yeah. A full feeder, yeah. So chapter 33 is called Blood in Thanks. Back in the war tent, everyone reels from Everlane's abduction. Lorith rages, Ren spirals through failed plans, and Fisher goes silent and hollow-eyed, staring only at Saeris. Ren explains Malcolm's bite is fatal and binding. Everlane has less than 56 hours before she becomes either a vampire lord or a feeder. Danya storms in, demanding her sword, grabs Aviciath, and the Quicksilver obliterates her entire hand. I wrote she's like kind of throwing temper tantrums. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we doing? Fisher decides that they must return to Kalish to search the library for anything on breaking a thrall. Before they leave, the males insist on honoring Saeris as a newly blooded warrior. Lorith, Ren, and Fisher finally kneel before her and press bloody palms into her chest, with Fisher saying her full name, not just calling her Little Osha, in a way that nearly stops her heart. It's the first time he calls her Saeris Fane.
I missed it, as in like her name is always like I've heard her name so many times that I never caught that he didn't call her that. Whatever, just a thing that I noticed.
I really liked the my blood and thanks.
Love it.
Ritual. I thought it was really cool, where it's like, nope, you're a warrior now, and this is how we honor our warriors. I thought it was. I love a ritual. I thought it was really great.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. I like that they were coming together. Even Danya did it too, right? Or no, I don't remember.
I think it was just the three of them. Danya sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danya sucks. Danya sucks.
I will say I'm having this problem in Crescent City. Here's my well actually moment. We're like deep in action mode right now. There's stuff happening. We have, as Rick said, a time crunch, so we're working on limited time. But we're gonna stop and go to the library.
Well,
and that happens.
We gotta learn stuff.
Yeah, they can't. They have to figure out how they can save her. You know, like
I know, but they're just like, oh my god, we have to do this so fast. Let's go read some books.
Okay, pause. Hold on. But Fisher did say like, I think his lines almost verbatim were like, I know we're on a time crunch, but we've got a little bit of time, and in this little bit of time, we got to use it wisely. I think that was like almost exactly what he said. So Fisher will actually do. There you go.
Chapter 34 is called A Secret. At Kalish, Danya informs Saeris that she's sitting in the Lady of the House seat. I wrote the seat is reserved for his wife. Boring. Sparking delicious chaos that both Fisher and Ren shut down instantly. In the forge, Saeris and Carrion work on relics, and the Quicksilver bargains with her. Give it a secret. She admits she doesn't want to return to Zilverin forever. She wants to bring her brother and Elroy back and stay in Velia. The Quicksilver accepts, warning eerily that she must save the Kingfisher. Saeris completes a relic ring and accidentally slips it on, triggering a terrifying psychic urge. Later, Helena arrives, and a conversation about her rune tattoos reveals their marriage marks. Chosen inked traditions, not magical signs. True mate / god binding marks disappeared millennia ago, yet Saeris knows she has them on her own hands. Horrified, she goes to find Fisher immediately. I wrote, OMG, a mating bond. I'm so shocked.
Look, all I'll say is I'm glad it's a mating bond. I'm glad we don't need to look. It's not heart mates.
It's fine.
We don't need to reinvent the wheel.
I'm really happy with it.
You know?
I think this is when I created the meme that said marked safe from being wrong about everything in Quicksilver, but I didn't send it until I finished. Quicksilver, nope. That's the book. Kingfisher is the guy, and he has a line here that I liked, which was, "I love a girl with a sharp tongue and a bad attitude. Kind of makes my dick hard."
That's Carrion. I love him.
It's Carrion?
That's sure. He's talking about
That's
Danya.
great. Yeah.
He's like,
He's everyone's guy.
he
They
really
were
is.
making eyes at each other at the table. Yeah.
He's a man of the people.
He's so good. He's so good. Like, come on. Did we pass the part where he has the plant? I don't remember where that happens.
I don't remember where
Okay,
the
we need to
plant
stop right
happens.
now. It doesn't matter. If it didn't happen or if it did, there's a point where like some serious shit is going down
I think it's in this chapter.
and he strolls in with the plant and then they're like, why do you have and where did you get the plant? He's like, I like it. And that's it. That's it. Like, he's just walking around with a plant. So
I
good.
gotta find it.
And if you want to see how much Rick loves this part, go to our book talk.
It is in chapter. It is in this chapter. It's in chapter 34.
Hell yeah, it is.
Rick has made multiple TikToks now
I love
about
the
Carrion.
plant.
Holy fuck, why is it so cold in here? Carrion was carrying a sword and a potted plant under his arm, still wearing his thick coat with coarse fur over its wide collar. I found him up at the forge, Lorith said, stepping through the gate behind him. He was still asleep. Hey, don't say it like that, Swift shot him a wounded look. We had a very long night, you know. You slept through a battle, Lorith said. And I'm a very heavy sleeper. What's with the plant? Wren asked. Carrion shrugged. I don't know. I liked the look of it. It was the only green thing for a mile amongst all that white. I figured it deserved an easy life if it had made it this far growing out of a snowbank. Plus, my tent was so bare, it needed a little cheering up.
That's it. And you never hear it again. And it's iconic. Like, it's so good.
It's incredible.
It's too
Okay, I have to
good.
go
It
back.
now lives in Amanda's apartment behind her right now.
Yeah, it's one of these. You guys can tell me. Comment down below which plant is Carrion's plant. All right, chapter 35. Saeris confronts Fisher about why he refused to say her name, and the truth detonates between them. Fisher admits he avoided it because names have power, and calling her Saeris would have forced him to acknowledge what she meant to him. I wrote, "He's in love," which is from The Little Mermaid musical. The most sacred piece of his future, foretold by his oracle mother centuries ago, he finally tells Saeris everything. His mother predicted her arrival, described her near perfectly, and even drew her. He felt their mating bond snap into place the moment he pulled her from the Quicksilver pool. The revelation spirals into heartbreak when Fisher explains he initiated a waiting period to reject the bond for her own safety because he's dying. His Quicksilver is overtaking him, and he plans to end his life before he becomes dangerous. Saeris is shattered and furious, calling him selfish for deciding her fate, and storms out after vowing to find a way to save Everlane and him because she refuses to accept defeat the way that he has.
I think, I don't know, somehow I was surprised and not surprised that Fisher went by himself to go do it. Like, surprised because, I don't know, I thought he was going to go with the squad. Not surprised because that is a thing he would do. Like, I will do it by myself. But I did like that now. Go ahead.
He hasn't done that yet.
Isn't that the letter?
No, this is him telling her that his mom predicted her and that
Oh, sorry.
he was intentionally a jerk to try to turn her away from him.
Okay, I thought this was the reading the letter part. This is where he talked. She drew the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. And then how she was drawn a little bit different, right? She was drawn as a fae. Look at you two fools. And his mom was an oracle, I believe, right? And who was married to Belican, and he wanted the power, I guess, to see the future. Good stuff here. A lot of good backstory. I really liked it.
A lot of good backstory.
I like the connecting. I like that the mom knew who she was for the whole time. Yeah, good stuff.
You guys had sort of teased for me that we were going to get an explanation for why he was such an asshole in the beginning of the book. I don't know if I expected more because of that, but I was mean to you because I didn't want you to fall in love with me is not doing it for me. It's fine, and maybe I would feel differently on the reread, which I sense that at least Rick did. But I was again, boring. She can't sit there because that's reserved for his wife. Boring. Sometimes I want it to be a zebra and not a horse.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
the Carrion twist was a zebra.
Yeah, the Carrion Swift is a zebra.
It is.
I don't remember if it's where he explains it, but I do. Maybe again, maybe it is the reread. I do like his explanation of it though, where he's like, "I've been the leader of this band. They depend on me. I have no chink in my armor, except you. And I was trying to do the right thing by everyone else and keep you away from me."
Almost like he took a vow of celibacy to protect his werewolf pack. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Except Kingfisher can sleep with other people who aren't his mate. And Cohen can't.
Sucker.
All right. Chapter 36 is called Ishabile. Saeris avoids Fisher overnight, but can't stop comforting him when she finds him hollow and sleepless at dawn. In the library, the group realizes they need a witch to break Everlane's enthrallment, but witches abandoned Avelia long ago until Fisher and Wren track down a camp of half-witches, only for Danya to almost sabotage the negotiations because Danya sucks. Fisher eventually returns with Ishabile, the sharp-tongued, terrifying, powerful granddaughter of the in the pronunciation guide. Balkidder, High Witch.
Yeah, I can't do that one.
Agrees to help if they retrieve Everlane the next night. When Fisher tries to bench Saeris and Carrion from the rescue mission, both immediately refuse. Saeris insists she's ready to face Malcolm and his lords. Carrion agrees out of pure chaotic loyalty, and Fisher finally relents with a grim, exhausted, "Okay, fine. Who am I to stop you?" That's how that chapter ends. I want to know more about this little witch.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying before, like, you know, Tal gets introduced only a couple chapters before this, and then Ishabel comes in here and will continue to be a character moving forward of importance. But it's like late in the book to suddenly be like, oh, here's a witch.
Yeah, I think for me it's like...
You mean like in book 4 of Throne of Glass? Continue.
This felt like she was introducing characters that would be important in book 2. Like, I didn't really think they were going to be super important in book 1.
Yeah,
and
she wasn't.
But they kind of were. So,
the witch?
I don't know. Yeah.
In book 1? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know what she does exactly,
Right.
but like we know that she's necessary, and same with Tal.
I took a picture of a quote.
We just didn't even know that there were witches.
Yeah,
it's a whole new species.
Yeah, we got a whole new clan.
So it's like one thing if we had like mentioned that there were witches earlier, and then we go and find a witch, but then it's like, oh, by the way, there are witches,
and a lot of them.
And now here's one that's important. So
and the only one that's helpful.
Honestly, yeah, because they're like, we're only looking for one specific one who is like very strong, who can do this, and it's just this one.
And we found her off screen.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's back.
But
I like her.
Lorith says, so when they're all together, Lorith says to Carrion, he will not try to fuck a witch. And then Carrion says, no, he's right. Carrion says with a sigh, I would, just to say that I done it.
Obsessed. All right, chapter 37. Saeris tries to sleep alone again. Oh, it's called Much Sharper. Saeris tries to sleep alone again, but Fisher refuses and invites her back, not to his bedroom, but through a shadow gate into the candlelit Ballard apartment, which he transforms into a star-filled illusion just for the two of them. They agree to set their fears aside for the night, and what follows is an emotionally loaded, intensely intimate encounter where their bond surges to life. The god-binding marks flare across Saeris and Fisher. Overwhelmed, accepts their mating bond in the middle of it. After hours of sex, comfort, and confessions, Fisher admits he's in love with her and that he doesn't care how short her human life is. He wants whatever time he can have. He refuses to let her respond, just wanting the peace of the moment. And as Saeris drifts to sleep, she realizes this night was Fisher's way of giving them something to keep before the battle ahead. This chapter contains Rick's favorite line.
Which one?
The one about the gods.
Oh, yeah. I don't have it. Do you have it? I'll pull it up.
I don't, but I have a line from Fourth Wing that's basically the same thing.
Great.
Hold on.
Kim, what do you think of this part?
I'm not sure what line you're talking about now.
Oh, come on.
I'm sure you're going to say it, and I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, okay.
It's the line of the book.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? I got it. I want to hear you read it.
You say it. No.
I want to hear you read it. Yeah,
I hate that.
I want to hear you read it.
Okay. Nobody will ever fuck you the way I'm about to fuck you, Saeris Fane. I'm about to introduce you to all 7 gods. And when you meet them, don't forget to tell them I'm the one you worship on your knees.
I wonder if we should all read it.
Yeah, Kim has to read it next. I have a recording of Rick reading it. He read it to Caitlin at the bar.
I did.
He made me walk away.
Yeah, I was like, you can't hear the line yet.
But I knew the line.
Oh, because you hadn't read it yet. That's why.
I got it.
Well, now I have to send it to me. Copy and send it to me.
All right, my turn now.
All right.
Nobody will ever fuck you the way I'm about to fuck you, Saeris Fane. I'm about to introduce you to all 7 gods. When you meet them, don't forget to tell them I'm the one you worship on your knees. Graphic audio.
That was horrible.
Wow, I don't want to read it now. I do not want to follow that up.
I just sent it to the group text.
I think I just made new content.
Rick's graphic audio. Okay. Nobody will ever fuck you the way I'm about to fuck you, Saeris Fane. I'm about to introduce you to all 7 gods. When you meet them, don't forget to tell them I'm the one you worship on your knees.
Boo, you read that shit like the instructions to the SAT.
Okay, but I had said previously that I was like, oh, Rick was like, this has the best soup line. And I was like, oh, is it the one about the gods? Because I think I've heard it. And Rick was like, yeah. And then Kim was like, no spoilers. And I was like, okay, I'm going to forget about it. I actually was thinking of a different line.
Oh, cool.
And the line I was thinking of was from Fourth Wing.
Oh.
And so this is that scene. It's from the first book. Oh, gods is Violet. Which one are you calling out for? He asks against my flesh, because it's just you and me in this room, Vi, and I don't share. And she says, you, my fingers tangle in his hair. I'm calling out for you. And Xaden says, I appreciate the elevation to deity, but my name will do.
That's good.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That is good.
Did you like this line?
I did.
It's good, right? It's good.
It's a good line. I think those lines are brothers.
Yeah.
I still go for it. I mean, my favorite line is still from Mate. That is where my cum goes.
It's not your favorite line. What's the opposite of favorite? What's that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is it? It's from Parks and Rec.
Nope, no idea.
Where she's like, it's not my favorite thing, but it is my least favorite thing.
I mean, that works.
I'll find it. I say it all the time. Like, I say it so often that I don't actually remember what the real line is. Anyway,
Next
chapter 37 is full of soup, and it's good soup.
It's good soup. This girl writes good soup.
Yeah, it's good soup.
This woman writes good soup.
In this book, it is my favorite of the soup scenes.
I agree, because it feels more even.
Yes. And he's still him. Like, he doesn't stop. Like, he says that line. Like, he's still very much dominant in the bedroom, the floor, the living room. But like, she hears that and responds to it by being like, okay, and like gets on her knees. And I'm like, oh, like she's playing along, which I thought was good. Good soup. Chapter 38 is called Martyrs for Friends. This is the part that Rick was talking about. Saeris wakes alone in Fisher's mother's bed, immediately realizing he's gone, and finds a devastating note explaining that he left for Gilithry.
I think I pronounced it Gilithry, but again...
I keep having the pronunciation guide open and then closing it. It's really stupid. I need to keep it open.
Is this one even in the?
Sure isn't. All right, so she leaves for Gilithry alone to save Everlane and keeps everyone out of danger. He releases Saeris from her oath, tells Lorith and Ren what they mean to him, and leaves behind Nimmerel, proving that he went unarmed so Malcolm couldn't seize a god sword. I hated that. Saeris storms back to Kalish and reveals the letter. The group panics until Carrion realizes the shadow gate Fisher left open remained active for several seconds, meaning once Fisher sends Everlane through, they can use the same gate to go after him. While Saeris forges Carrion a new Quicksilver sword, which unfortunately loves filthy jokes, the team prepares. Ishavile and Taelena ready the healing space. Tensions explode between Lorith and the witch, and the gate opens above them, and Everlane falls screaming out of the sky, barely alive. With no time left, Lorith and Ren launch Carrion through the gate, then grab Saeris and shove her in after him, and she's yanked into the void, upside down, falling into whatever nightmare Fisher has walked into alone. So much happens in this chapter.
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff happens in this chapter.
So let's back up. Rick, you were saying that you weren't surprised he went alone.
I wasn't surprised, and I was surprised at the same time, which is, I don't know how it's possible. I wasn't surprised he went alone because, like, that's who he is. He, like, takes the burden on himself for everything, and he wants to protect everybody. But I was surprised because I thought he was learning a little bit to, like, bring everybody in. I don't know, but he's also 2,000 years old. So, like...
He's actually 1,733 years old.
You know, so he's like 1,700 years old. So he has 1,700 years of bad habits. And, like, 3 weeks doesn't actually fix that. So, you know, he's still who he is. You didn't talk about the most important part about carrying the sword.
But we're going through, we're going in order. Okay.
Yeah, so I wasn't surprised. I liked... Okay, there's a couple things I liked about that. I liked that he went alone, and I liked that he left his sword for two different reasons. I like that by him going alone, it makes the group weaker, right? So it's like something that it's like now there is they're not as strong, right? So like there's tension.
That is what weaker means.
Huh?
That is what weaker means.
Thank you. Similar thing with the sword. Right, he leaves his sword, so now he's also not like everyone's in danger.
I just like don't understand how he thought he was gonna fight Malcolm without his sword.
Right.
I don't think he thought he was
like,
going to.
Okay, but it doesn't actually like. I get it that he thought it was a suicide mission and he didn't want Malcolm to have a god sword, but like, how was he going to succeed at all without the sword? Like, yes, he was gonna die either way, but like, how could he have killed Malcolm without the sword?
Yeah. I know, because he hadn't been able to do it previously when he did even have the sword. So
this is, go ahead. Sorry, keep going.
I don't know. I agree. I didn't like this actually that he went by himself, and I was annoyed about it because in the conversation that he had had with Saeris and Carrion when they were like, "We're gonna come also. We're gonna be there with you," and he was like, "Who am I to stop you?" And now I'm like, you are a liar because you went by yourself and you did, in some ways, try to stop them from coming. But he's Fey. He's oathbound, so he's not supposed to be able to lie. And that felt like a lie to me.
He didn't try to stop them.
He did try to stop them. Like, he went by himself.
Just went alone. He didn't say you couldn't come. One of the reasons why I hate Superman is because he's like, you can't die, right? Like, you can't kill Superman, realistically, right? So they had to invent kryptonite to, like, give him a weakness. Up until this point in the book, when the group is together, they feel like Superman. Like, there is nothing that I felt they were ever in danger with up until this point. So that's why I liked it. It gave them a kryptonite. Every single one of them.
I felt neutral about him going alone because I knew he wasn't going to be alone for very long.
Right.
I mean, he's the guy. Clearly, he's not going to die.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Might be the guy.
He's the guy. They are mated. They are fated mates.
Both
okay.
now have swallow tattoos. So.
So they went, he goes alone. And then they're like, all right, we got to get ready. And so Saeris goes to the forge and she makes a sword for Carrion. The Quicksilver asks for things befitting the user. So it asks for a song from Lorith and it asks for a joke for Carrion. It thinks that Carrion is funny. And although historically the smith names the sword, apparently with the god swords, or with the Quicksilver swords, I still don't really know the difference, then the person who's deemed fit to wield them gets to name them. That's why Lorith got to name his sword. So Carrion gets to name his sword. Rick, what does Carrion name his sword?
The sword befitting of a god. Simon. He named his sword Simon.
He names his sword Simon. Have we told our student Simon about this?
Oh, I don't think so.
We'll either love it or hate it. Unclear.
And he says, it looks like a Simon.
It looks like a Simon. Ridiculous.
It's so good.
And Simon loves it. The sword.
Simon likes that his name is Simon. Simon is the perfect sword for Carrion. He likes stupid jokes, and he likes to be named Simon.
And I'm not going to remember the joke, but Saeris tells a joke, and like the Quicksilver doesn't do anything, and like Carrion's like, yeah, because I fucked your mother, and the sword's laughing, and Carrion says to Saeris, she's like, what's it doing? She's like, nothing. It's laughing, isn't it?
Yeah. The joke Saeris tells is, have you heard about the fire at the circus? It was intense. And Carrion says, fine. They banter back and forth, and the Carrion says, fine. A husband turns to his wife one day and says, I bet you can't think of something to tell me that'll make me both happy and sad at the same time. The wife doesn't even think about it. She turns to her husband and says, your cock is way bigger than your brother's. And then they just keep going.
Yeah.
And he's laughing at it again.
More jokes. Give us more jokes. Yes, our friend. Will name us. So ridiculous.
Also,
all right.
I do have a wondering now. Is my next cat named Simon?
Oh.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Bartholomew and Simon. They're good sidekicks.
All right. So then Everlane falls through the sky. They shove Carrion into the gate, and they shove Saeris into the gate, and then she's falling, and like the words say falling. And now it's chapter 39. Great. Saeris, Lorith, and Carrion fall out of Heron's vortex and plummet 80 feet into a freezing black lake, hitting the water so hard it shatters ribs and knocks Carrion unconscious. Lorith drags them both to shore, doses them with Widow's Bane, which is basically like a cute little opium leaf. And they realize that they're trapped in a cliff-lined cove with no way out except climbing straight up. As ash falls from the sky like snow, the amphitheater above them erupts with the chant Saeris has heard whispered by the Quicksilver, Anaroth More, which we now know means release us. The trio climbs up the cliff and emerges into a massive stadium-like killing ground packed with hundreds of thousands of burned, screaming, undead fae. Before they can act, Heron appears. That's the guard from Human Land. Heron appears behind them with a dagger to Lorith's throat and hundreds of feeders at his back, forcing them into a twisted vortex gate. Fisher senses Saeris' presence and panics, begging her not to come, but she's already being torn into the next circle of hell. So there's actually an error in the notes that I just read. It wasn't Heron's gate at the beginning. It was Fisher's gate. Now it's Heron's gate at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was very... do we know who's sitting there yet? No?
Not yet. Okay. That's the beginning of chapter 40. But I was like, Heron?
Yeah.
I thought you were dead.
Same. I was like, what is going on here?
And he's not well.
Oh, no. He's, like, fucked up.
He's, like, gone full Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Right. The Quicksilver has taken him.
Yeah. Isn't that why they're called Mad Hatters? Because there was mercury in the fumes that they used to make hats?
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm going to Google it. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Yeah, crazy. I did not expect for him to be alive. That's it.
Yeah, no, I thought he was done. I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
I like this part of the book a lot. Visually in my head, it's nothing. I don't think it's on the reread. It doesn't. It's nothing like I actually pictured it, but I still like my original vision of like this big theater. But like I see like the sky's like red and like dark and like I know it's not, but like it just seems very evil to me. Like they're in hell, and I know that they're not, and I'm gonna keep it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
All right. Chapter 40 is called Introductions. Saeris arrives to find Fisher on his knees at the foot of a dais.
I thought that was her job. Thanks,
it was
guys.
his first.
Thanks, guys.
It was his first. Covered in blood and barely able to breathe as invisible torture racks his body. Above him sit three impossibly allied figures,
What?
Malcolm, Belicon,
What?
and Madra.
Shut up.
And I'm giving myself like 3/4 of a point here because I did think that they were connected somehow. I didn't think that Malcolm was connected to Madra and Belicon, but I thought Madra and Belicon were connected. So I'm giving myself 3/4 of a point, or I guess 2/3 of a point.
That's good.
They're reunited as a single triumvirate and looking disturbingly pleased with themselves. Belicon reveals he has been secretly feeding Malcolm's army for centuries and knew all along that Madra was actually the one that closed the gates. The entire war was a lie built on Fisher's father's death and the fall of Iran. The amphitheater's occupants are revealed to be the burned dead of Gilithry, eternally screaming animated corpses who witness Fisher's past crime. Malcolm and Belicon taunt Fisher, hinting at a terrible secret. He's been magically forbidden to speak, a bargain he once struck that led to the destruction of Gilithry. At last, Belicon releases him from the oath and orders Fisher to confess his greatest shame in front of everyone he failed.
So we're gonna get to that part. I don't know. I wasn't expecting Madra at this point, honestly. I forgot her. I forgot about her. And I was like, okay, she'll be in the next book. She'll be the big bad of the humans, or the human world. Obviously, I knew something was going on with her because she was really old. But I did not expect this connection. And I really liked it. I like that we have this like trio of really big bads. See, this is what I mean. Like now I'm worried for our group. Like Howard.
Yeah, there's 3 books, so they're gonna kill one big bad per book.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
But like this is what I like. I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna get out of this. I didn't think it was possible, you know? So that's what I like about stuff like this. Not having the sword and separating the group and, you know. Yes.
I had anticipated that we would see Madra again the first time I read through this. And that was just because we knew that there was going to be a connection back to the human world at some point, so that just like made a lot of sense. I didn't expect Belicon, actually. I thought we kind of like heard from him and then that was going to lay low for the rest of the book. So I also didn't expect the connection of all 3. And I liked it.
And they explain how they're related, right? Did we, at this point? They're like brothers and sisters.
They call each other brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call themselves that. I don't know if they actually are.
I thought Belicon and Madra were siblings, but not Malcolm. I could be wrong, but they're boys.
They're basically the Fae that decided they want to be the vampires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't think they were actually related. I think they're brothers the way that like Fisher and his boys are brothers.
Cool.
But I don't know. They could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chapter 41. Fisher is forced to finally confess the truth of Gilithry. With the city overrun by Malcolm's horde and thousands already infected, he struck a desperate bargain with Belicon, 1 coin toss to determine whether the city lived or died. Malcolm caught the coin midair, invalidating the deal. So basically, it was like heads will do one thing, tails will do a different thing. But as long as the coin is in the air, you can't hurt us or speak about this. And so Malcolm catches the coin in the air, and he can't hurt them or speak of the deal. Fisher makes the brutal choice to torch the entire city, killing nearly 200,000 to stop them from joining Malcolm's army. Belicon goads him, Madra taunts him, and Malcolm delights in retelling how he trapped Fisher in a nightmare labyrinth for over a century, forcing him to search endless dunes of fake silver coins while the burning dead screamed from above. When Madra touches him, Fisher snaps and vows to destroy her for having mutilated Saeris as a child. The triumvirate is rattled, but before they can regroup, Fisher becomes smoke and strikes, stabbing Belicon through the stomach and throat with Solace in a devastating surprise attack. Madra screams, Malcolm snarls, and the entire Colosseum erupts into chaos. My only note for this, I guess I have two notes. My notes are that Malcolm refers to Fisher as my love a couple times.
Mhm.
And Malcolm does, I mean, this is a spoiler for the next chapter, but Malcolm like looks at Carrion and is like, something about you smells off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is and I think this is important, again, going into the next chapter, but I think this is the part where Carrion's like, my name is Carrion
Nope.
Swift. The next part, okay. So I love what happened here. I thought it was really clever with the coin flip, and like what happened and why he couldn't talk about it, and the background of Gilithrai, and I'd assumed he had to do something like that, but like what actually happened was pretty crazy. I thought it was really smart. Like it was a really clever little twist that I haven't read anything about, like how to like bind him, and something as simple as a coin toss, trapping him in the labyrinth, trying to find the coin for over 100 years. I loved it. 10 out of 10 this part for me.
It gave me like Phantasma Enchantra vibes.
Yeah.
And I also really liked it. I was like super into this both times I read it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I'm realizing now as I'm like retelling it that I was a little confused. Just like I think I understood like the coin toss, but then I was like, wait, but he still had to make a choice. And then I was like, wait, how did it become a labyrinth? So like I just think I was a little confused about like there were a lot of moving pieces here.
Yeah.
But like retelling it, I'm like, okay, I get it. I also got confused about time because it was like this happened for 50 years and then this happened for 5 years and now we're at 110. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I really liked the coin toss thing. I thought that was, I did not see that coming. Like, that's cool.
Very, very cool. Yep.
All right. Chapter 42 is called That'll Cost You. And for some reason, ChatGPT gave me like mad long notes, even though I have no notes on this chapter. The moment Fisher wounds Belicon, Malcolm launches at him, but Lorith intercepts with Avicius, forcing the Vampire King back. Saeris breaks free, fights Heron in a vicious Widow's Bane-fueled duel, and ultimately kills him by snapping his neck. The group flees towards the labyrinth as the triumvirate descends. Fisher shoves them ahead and holds the line until Saeris reaches the obsidian maze. Inside, Fisher guides them through shifting corridors until they face Morthil.
Morthil, yeah.
Big, scary spider demon. They're using stealth. They escape. They work together to kill it. They know it's going to respawn soon, blah, blah, blah. The labyrinth is shifting. Saeris follows the thread of Quicksilver deeper, finally reaching the labyrinth's center, a mountain of millions of fake silver coins. When Malcolm attacks, Carrion sacrifices himself as bait and is like, that's where he says, my name is Carrion Swift, but you might know me as Carrion Dianathus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dianthus.
But it's great because he had started to introduce himself in the previous chapter.
That's what I was trying to say, but Amanda shut me down.
And he was like, you didn't let me finish introducing myself. And if you had. Sorry, go back to the notes though.
Sorry. All right. So his blood is poisonous to vampires. Malcolm convulses and begins to die, giving Saeris the opening to find the true Quicksilver coin. The Quicksilver demands a small favor in exchange for helping her, and she accepts, following its guidance straight back to the demon's corpse, where the real coin is hidden inside the demon's throat. Saeris reaches into the demon's maw, grabs the coin, only for Malcolm, somehow still alive, to grab her wrist and snarl, "You better give me that coin, girl."
Great chapter. Fantastic chapter.
I didn't call that Carrion was like a weird fae heir.
Absolutely not. I was not expecting that.
The real king.
Yes, he's the real king. He's like the actual king.
Which is, he's our king. So that makes sense.
Right. I love Amaze. I love Amaze. I love that there's a little monster in there that they had to fight and get around, that they're trying to figure out what's going on. We saw sort of what drove Fisher crazy, that mountains of coins that he had to try to dig through. So I liked that too. I liked that the coin was in the monster the whole time, you know?
Maybe the real coin was the friends we made along the way.
That's right. And yeah, then we're ended with Malcolm being like, "Gotcha, bitch." So.
And in chapter 43, Malcolm, half melted and barely clinging to undeath thanks to Carrion's poisonous Diantha's blood, attacks Saeris and tries to take the coin, monologuing about her lineage, Fisher's marks, and his obsession with breaking the Kingfisher. Saeris plays along just enough to steal the coin back from him, flips it, and triggers the release of every tortured soul in Gillithry. The wind erupts, the burning dead are freed, and Malcolm's entire army is obliterated. In a final strike, Saeris beheads Malcolm with Solace, but collapses from her gut wound as the amphitheater crumbles. Fisher reaches her just as Taladeus arrives and declares her moments from death. With no other option, Fisher gives consent for Taladeus to turn her, even knowing it could create something entirely unknown. Saeris fades, her last sensation Fisher's voice, and the choice between life, death, and something far stranger. I want to back up a little bit to what Malcolm says to her. He basically is implies that she has some kind of Fae lineage and Fae blood, not a full half-blooded Fae, but somewhere back. And he also talks about how the real alchemists can master all sorts of elements, not just Quicksilver, but he names brimstone as one of the ththings. So I was like, oh, that's the next book. And then I wrote, this bitch is always dying. She died 5 times in this book. And then I wrote, oh shit, she's going to be a vampire.
I wrote, we love a hybrid.
We love a hybrid.
You caught me monologuing. That's what I was thinking when you said that.
This is a great chapter. This book ends strong.
Yeah, it ends great. I liked too that she stole the coin the same way she stole Fisher's ring, by a little distraction. She had never intended to try to kill him, just to distract him to grab the coin. So a nice little callback.
Crafty.
Yeah, she's a crafty little one.
Like a fox.
Like a fox.
Onyx is safe. We just don't know where he is right now. As the reader, we don't know. All right, chapter 44. It's called Axis. Saeris awakens mid-transition as the world falls apart around them, hearing a calm voice, the Quicksilver itself pulling her back from death as Fisher desperately tries to open a gate. Instead, the Quicksilver yanks her away, dragging her through the labyrinth and beneath a pool to a new realm, where she wakes whole in a sunlit field before 2 eerie, playful young goddesses, very twins from The Shining. They bring her to meet Zareth, god of chaos and change, who reveals the cosmic truth. Saeris and Fisher are an axis point in the universe, a bond so potent it attracts an equal destructive force that could doom entire realms. Zareth admits he manipulated their births to keep them apart, but fate defied him, and now only one solution remains. Saeris must sever her thread from the tapestry of the universe, becoming something new and unseeable to the gods in order to save Fisher's life. Overwhelmed but resolute, Saeris agrees, and the god bindings ignite as Zareth shoves her into the Quicksilver to begin the transformation. I love when gods are real. I'm so excited to meet the gods, and he refers to her as Saeris, sister to Hayden, daughter to no one, mate to my champion, which I loved, and also I'm giving myself a little bit of a point for saying that her dad is not her dad, because I still maintain that her dad is not her dad, but also it doesn't matter because she was supposed to be born Fae, which is why the Oracle was seeing her with her pointy ears, and Zareth was like, nope, and plucked her and put her into the human world, but their bond was too strong and they found each other, and so he's like, I'm going to make you something that's never been before because there's some rot going on in the tree.
That's all we know.
Of life. There's a tree, and all the leaves represent different realms, and the leaves are dying, and all the other gods are like, let's just burn it all down and start over, and Zareth is like, I kind of like this creation, so he doesn't want to do that. So he agrees to make Saeris something new, a half-fae, half-vampire situation, a delightful half-and-half situation.
Which is surprising because, it seems like Zareth is kind of a nice guy, and everyone in Javelia hates him and is scared of him.
Yeah,
And the other thing that he says is like, I am the, I forgot what he's the god of, chaos. He's like,
chaos and
and
change.
change, right? Which is what nobody else on Earth calls him. They just call him the god of chaos. What do I like here? Oh, so I don't remember where I put this note, but I did have a question. So when she's transitioning or dying or whatever the hell's going on, the Quicksilver says, we're calling in our favor. And we want to meet with you. So is the Quicksilver the gods?
I'm confused about that.
Okay, great. Good. So, that, good. Okay.
I believe so. I think it's like an echo of the two godlings, the two goddesses.
But the whole time, the entire book? Or...
And that's why the swords that are made with the Quicksilver are the god swords, because the Quicksilver is of the gods.
Okay. Another thing that I really loved is I love a timeline. Like, I love, like, some Back to the Future fucking Marvel Endgame type shit. So I love that Zareth was like, no, I'm changing this. I'm changing this. Shit, I can't actually change it. It's still going to happen.
And we find out in the bonus chapters that Fisher also meets the gods at some point.
Yeah.
He meets the twins, and like in the distance, like Zareth, he's like, I see another god with a woman and a tree, and the twins are like, don't worry about that. And so like the way time works in like the god realm is clearly different.
I love that.
And I think that's really cool. It's again that he saw her before. Like he said in the bonus chapters that like he saw her and he like felt a pull. So he knew it was Saeris. Chapter 45 is the last chapter. Saeris drifts in a cosmic void until the memory of Fisher pulls her violently back into life, where she wakes mid-Great Purge, vomiting and disoriented, only to learn from Taladeus that she's undergone a new kind of transition, neither human, nor vampire, nor fae, but something hybrid and unprecedented. Horrified, she begins piecing her memories together, including the moment Tal bit her, the agony of her transformation, and Fisher refusing to leave her side. Carrion reveals his true heritage, firstborn of the Dianthus line, and the tangled history of how Fisher's father saved him, while Saeris grapples with her new form and the fact that she bit Tal during her transition. Was she bit him back?
Yeah, she had to.
She had to, okay. Yeah. Fisher arrives, tender and terrified, admitting he let Tal turn her to save her life. She reassures him, and together they realize something even bigger has changed. The Quicksilver is being successfully drained from Fisher's body by Talena and Ishabile. What?
Right. Yes. Yeah. I was laughing earlier when we were talking, when I think him or I forgot who said it, but they were like, "Oh, and this Quicksilver's inside of me, and nothing will ever get it out of me." Ishbal shows up and she's like, "No, I got you, fam."
This is the corner they cut that I don't like. I don't like this.
Yeah, and also, if anybody could have been able to get it out, why wasn't it Saeris when she's able to talk and make deals with the Quicksilver?
She's the alchemist.
Right, so like that doesn't make any sense that it was like, nah, I'm not going to do what you asked me, but suddenly this healer can actually draw me out. Like
I hope there's more to this. I'm going to be really disappointed if this is true.
Fair.
I just think it's lazy.
I actually think it's just going to be lazy. If it's at the end of the book, I think this is just, we're just closing up this loop real quick for some reason. I don't know.
Hate it. Okay, just when Saeris starts to see a future with him, Fisher draws back the curtain to reveal their new reality. They're in the heart of Amontreus, on the wrong side of the Darn, and because she killed Malcolm, Saeris is now the rightful vampire queen, scheduled to be coronated in 2 days, and that is how the book ends.
Yay!
She's a vampire.
I have a line, I think it's from this book. The problem is I took the picture Monday and it was either at the end of this book or the beginning of Brimstone. I think it's at the end of this book. So I'm going to read it anyway. It's like Saeris goes to Carrion, she like pushes him or hits him, and he's like, "Well, what's that for?" And she says, "Because you're an asshole, I've known you since I was 15. And he shakes his head and he's like, so I've known you since I was 1,086. Do I win a prize?
I wrote that down too.
Okay, so there's this book?
It's in this
Nice.
in this chapter. All I wrote, I didn't know what her line was. I just wrote, I've known you since I was 1,086. Do I win a prize?
Yeah. I loved this book. I thought it was really fun. As I expected, it's better on the reread because I understand all the things. My original rating of this book was a 4.5. And I'm giving it a 5 on the reread. I still maintain it's a 4.5 on the first read because, like you said, there's a lot of confusing things. But on the reread, everything fits and you're able to just go with it. I love how it ended. I love that we still have the big bads, 2 big bads waiting in the end. Saeris is something new. So yeah, I really like where it left and where we can go with it in the next book.
I think I give it a 4.5. I think I'll stay with that. It's okay. It's a great book. It was really fun. I also really liked the reread too for me. I've said before that I like rereading books. I find that to be a really enjoyable experience. And also because particularly this section, like this last third, there's so much, it moves so fast. And then you're jumping in between realms and you're getting all this new revelation and new characters are coming in, that it was really helpful on a reread, like Rick is saying, to kind of finally sort of understand all of it and to be able to revisit that. 4.5.
I've been debating back and forth between a 4 and a 4.5. I think that if I were to read it again, like I'd probably give it a 4.5, but on my first read, I think it's a 4. There were some bits that I was confused about. And like, I also, I was just like, I didn't really buy that he was like mean to her just to get her not to, I don't know, lazy. But I think as a series, assuming that the next 2 books are good, as a series, this is trending 5 for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I've talked about this a lot in the last week with other people, but I think like you read ACOTAR and then you read Fourth Wing and people are like, what do I read next? And everyone's like, get deeper into the Mossverse. And it's like, okay, well, if you're not going to do that, then what is the 3rd series you should read? And this one is the one that's, at least of the things we've read, and I know you guys have both read a lot of other stuff that I haven't read, this is the one that's checking the most boxes for me as like the 3rd series you should read. It's certainly checking more boxes than From Blood and Ash. And I think a lot of the other ones we've read don't have the full like romantasy, like fantasy element, like the fantasy lore. This book is really doing a lot of world building in a way that like I'm really enjoying. I think if you've read ACOTAR and you've read Fourth Wing, you should read Quicksilver next.
No, I 100% agree. Out of all the things we've read together this past 9 months, including things I've read on the side, I agree. This is the other one. The one that I have a big question mark next to. Like, I wouldn't even put Night in the Moth in that picture. And I love that book. But this, like you're saying, this is up there like that. The one that it's a really big question mark that could also do that is Direbound. That is a big question mark for me.
Hopefully, Kim and I are going to meet one of the authors today.
Yay. I saw our coworker Annie earlier this week, who is also a big Romantasy fan, and is currently on maternity leave. And I asked her if she had read Quicksilver because it was Tuesday. It was the day Brimstone was coming out, and so I was like, "Oh, the new Brimstone's coming out." And her response was, "I did read Quicksilver. I will read Brimstone, but it just feels like ACOTAR to me." So, and I was like, "Why is that a bad thing?"
But there's vampires.
Yeah, there's vampires.
And witches.
And witches.
And god swords.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff here. Like we have a
great
cast of characters, right? We have some great big bads, I think. We have some interesting gods. We have some good world. Like she's going in a great direction.
Yeah.
Checking a lot of boxes for sure.
Yeah.
So it sounds like as a podcast, we're giving it a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Good with that. How many cans of soup are we giving this book?
God, I gotta give it 5. I'm sorry. Like, It was written really well. There was a good amount of it. It was spaced off in between. And I liked the different type of it. Like, as in, like you said, like in the last scene, it was more like on par with each other. But I don't like the word imbalance, but like I did like that he was like, you know, he's a powerful guy and he's dominant. Like I liked seeing that, and then it shift a bit. And just the dialogue in it, like that last line, like, so for me, it was a 5.
I think the soup's good. As I brought up in previous episodes about this book, at the beginning, I did have some questions about consent.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that, it took me out in the beginning. Clearly, by the end, it's very consensual. There's no questions. There's no blurring of lines here. As Amanda, as you pointed out, he still keeps some of that dominance in him, but it is like she's clearly there for it. Like she's happy to play the role. But I'll give it a 4 for that reason.
Same. I gave it a 4 for the same reason. Again, I think the soup could trend 5 stars over the course of the series. I liked the last soup scene. I liked each soup scene more than the last one. And spoilers, I really liked the first soup scene in Brimstone. So I think we're trending in the right direction. But I think for the same reason, like he was mean to her because he didn't want her to fall in love with him, and he was like kind of a jerk in bed. And like you can be dominant and not be a jerk, and we saw that towards the end. And so I would like to see him do that.
Yeah, the only reason, I mean, like, I know I don't need to explain myself, but like the reason why that didn't bother me as much is because like I felt very different about like the dominance scene in the beginning of this book, and then like the dominant scene in That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. Like that one I felt was more, I was like, eh. This one I never felt like she wasn't consenting. In That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, I was like, hold on.
Yeah, I know, I agree. I don't feel like she wasn't consenting. I just like thought he was mean.
Got it, yeah.
And I like, in one of the episodes, you're like, Kim is like, but you love Grumpy Sunshine. And I'm like, Grumpy's not mean.
Mm-hmm.
He's mean. And he's mean to her in bed. And I'm like, I am on board with like, take charge, like be dominant. That's fine. I'm on board with that. You don't have to be a dick.
Yeah. You just gotta give me the...
Exactly.
Okay, so here's what would give it 5 stars for me moving forward for the rest of the series. You can't tease us by saying Carrion is so good in bed, and then Carrion love scene. And also, because Carrion is a guy of all the people and all the species, give us a queer love scene. Give us some queer soup. And I would be 5.
I want Carrion and Loris to hook up.
So
it's all I want in life. I fucking love them together.
2 things.
I'm gonna die on this hill.
Thing 1, now we know why he's so good in bed, because he's so many opportunities to practice for over thousands of years.
Okay, but Tamlin had a lot of opportunities to practice too.
Yeah, but he's selfish. He's not a giver. I don't know if we're gonna get that, because like how, I'm just thinking about writing, like how do we get that if like think about perspectives, you know, like that would mean either like Saeris would have to be somewhere around, or Fisher would have to be somewhere around, because then we can't, like there is no Carrion perspective, you know.
Give me a Carrion Swift novella in between books 2 and 3.
I'll take that.
Callie, if you're trying to make money, give the people what they want.
Carrion Swift's Guide to Dating.
Carrion Swift novella.
Yeah.
Misery's Peanut Butter. Carrion Swift's Guide to Dating. The Howler app. There are a lot of things.
This is also, my long-term business idea of making limited runs of these products.
Look, here's what we're going to do. Amanda's going to draw the things. Kim is there. And I'm just going to promote it on TikTok. What's the winning combination?
Idea.
Kim, you can keep thinking of the
I
good
will
ideas.
take 70% of the profits.
You are Ivy Wise.
Oh my God. All right. So it sounds like as a group, we're giving it a 4.5, 4.5.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good rating for us,
That's a great
man.
rating. That's super solid.
I'd like to share some thoughts from Sage, who is my ChatGPT. She gave herself, like, what did she say? A 32 out of 30 for her profit rating based on the predictions she made in the last, whatever. She made basic predictions. It's fine. Here's what she thinks is going to happen in Brimstone. Number 1, Saeris will not stay queen. She will break the vampire court from the inside out. She'll accept the crown only to use it as a weapon, dismantle centuries of corruption. Fisher is about to become the extremely reluctant royal consort who stands behind her, glowering at anyone who breathes wrong. Fine. Number 2, the triumvirate isn't done. Madra and Belicon are the real villains of Book 2. Malcolm was Act 1. Madra and Belicon are Acts 2 and 3. I'm saying one of them is 2 and one of them is 3. It's three-book arc. She also says Zareth is not done meddling. Chaos gods do not appear once and disappear politely.
No.
Yeah.
Number 3, Fisher's Quicksilver cure will become the central plot line and the price will be devastated. Yes, the Quicksilver is being drained. No, it will not be simple. The cure will require Saeris to pay a massive personal cost. Fisher will relapse at least once. The gods will interfere again. There will be a moment where Fisher tries to sacrifice himself again, probably. Carrion will claim his throne. It won't be a victory. It'll be a bloodbath.
That's in Book 3.
That's Book 3.
That's Book 3. And then number 5, Saeris's new hybrid form is going to break the magic system in the best way. She's going to become a singular magical anomaly capable of destroying or repairing the gates between realms. Which, yeah, probably. And then her bonus romance prediction is that their bond will become a threat and a weapon. Their bond is too dangerous, too big, and too ancient.
A threepin.
So I thought pretty good predictions.
Yeah, all right.
She also, in the last book, when she was really unhinged in the last set of chapters, I said, my co-host thinks Kingfisher is not the guy, and Carrion Swift might be, a la Tamlin and Rhysand and Akatar. What do you think? Amanda, I say this with love for your co-host, but Carrion Swift is not the Rhysand. He is the Lucian at best.
Fuck that shit. Absolutely not.
He's
we know
Riddick.
how I feel about Lucian.
He's Riddick.
Lucian is the real fucking rat in that series.
Number 1, the story structure is screaming Fisher is endgame. Callie Hart didn't do a bite bond, telepathy, soul-deep magic merging, ancient irreversible markings, 4 hours of agony comforting, my mother was killed too trauma link, the cottagecore hometown trip, the literal meet the locals who adore him sequence, the sharing of his childhood home, and the coffee at sunrise domestic scene for a decoy love interest. This is capital R romantasy. This bond is mate-coded, not first act boyfriend coded. Carrion Swift is comic relief trauma friend energy, not fated mate energy. I love him truly. He's chaotic, horny, and 1000% would bring you snacks during the apocalypse. But he is the slutty ride or die best friend, the one who would sacrifice himself in the finale, the emotional support war criminal, the guy who the fandom draws fan art of, blasting music with Onyx in a stolen cart. He is not the one whose soul keeps searching for Saeris on a metaphysical wavelength. And then she compares Fisher to Rhysand. I don't care about that. I do think Kingfisher is Tamlin coded. She disagrees. She says Tamlin gives possessive containment. Fisher gives feral protection with boundaries he hates but respects because she demands it.
I don't agree.
I disagree. Carrion is the best friend award, the godfather to their future child, the one who cries at their wedding, the one who distracts Onyx with snacks while his parents bone in the woods. Fisher is the one Saeris will drag out of hell with her bare hands, and that is not second act twist energy. This is endgame energy.
One can
Sage
hope.
has a lot to say.
One can dream.
I told you, Sage has become ungovernable.
That's a lot.
He's yapping too much.
Yeah, that's a lot of yapping. But
Anyway,
thank you.
I really like, with all due respect to your co-host. I say this with love for your co-host.
One can dream, one can dream.
Okay, I think we should talk about the bonus chapters tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
When we talk about Brimstone, which we're going to do tomorrow, yay. Because Amanda and I have a fun romantasy field trip that we need to go on.
We do.
Bring an umbrella. Is it still raining?
It's not currently.
All right, good. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Enjoy Brimstone.
Oh, your homework is to read from the beginning through chapter 12 of Brimstone. Stop when you see chapter 13. There's a prologue. So prologue through chapter 12.
Remember,
Yeah, Rick.
only
Stop
through
when you
chapter
see
12.
13.
Okay, so I just want to say,
What?
Rick won't actually tell us how much he's read, and it's really annoying. I would like him to tell us.
I've read through chapter 12.
So as of yesterday, when I stole his Kindle and opened it up, and it was on chapter 22, I can say that he was on chapter 22.
No, I knew you were going to take it, so I threw up a decoy chapter.
Yeah, so you're further than that.
I just don't understand. Say it with your whole chest. I just don't understand why you won't cop to it. Like, just cop to it. I will be so much less mad if you're just honest with me.
That's boring.
Evergreen statement. I will be so much less mad if you're just honest with me.
I've read through chapter 12.
And then what else?
He loves this shit.
I'm probably going to start Dungeon Crawler Carl, book 2.
Oh my God.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Where's the button? I found it.